Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 372. Okay, basically, I'm going to do this for about after this one here, I'm going to do three more episodes of stuff related to Gokaiger, and then it's on the two movies, and then Ultra 7. That's the current plan right now. So, we might finish up by about 375. Let's see. It might be hitting about but I think in the case of Gokaiger, I think that finished by episode 374. I'd say by the time I get to the movies, it'll be 375, 376. And that'll be it. This will discuss the episodes 37 to 40. I originally was not going to talk about 37, 38, mainly because they weren't two episodes, because I've been talking about two episodes this one. But I'm going to discuss these one because if it gets to the very next two episode, it'd be like, where's Gill? Oh yeah, this two-part exclamation, which I thought this was really weird at the time when I saw this. Like, wait, they're killing out the main villain. 38 episodes. They're killing out. They're basically ending him and Barizorg basically 2 episodes in. Well, let's talk about this two-part first, then talk about 2 episodes, because 34 attributes to, get this, Magaranger and Timeranger, 2 Sentai from the 1990s that were adapted into 2 of the most popular Power Rangers seasons to date. Power Rangers in Space. And Power Rangers Time Force, Time Force. Love that show. Met two of the actors in that one. So, we started with basically just the fighting giant versions of the Stardom. Pretty good. Well, we even summon basically. It's kind of not exactly a tribute per se, but we do unlock also power in this particular episode, two-parter. Yes, and in this one we show off a debut of two new characters who only in this two-parter, and a robot known as Great Warz, which is basically Warz Gill's personal robot. And I'm thinking, why the heck would it do this basically like during the quarter half of the series? Wouldn't something like this show up basically toward the end? Why is happening at this point? This makes no freaking sense at all. We'll get back to that. Yeah, basically we get a flashback to Aka Red here. When he basically sacrificed himself to save, well, Marvelous. Yeah, it's not really confirmed if he actually died or not, because it's kind of weird to kill off a guy who's the spirit of all the Red Rangers, who has access to all the Ranger powers. Yeah. So, the whole thing is like Aaron's dreams. It's like this is like very similar to One Piece. I'm sure the writer of this two-parter probably was heavily inspired by One Piece with this two-parter. I highly doubt they ripped off the ideas from One Piece, but it's very similar. Like, all of them was like dreams. I almost know exactly what it is, and then Warz Gill's basically attack. Well, he was shooting at them, they were the guards, they basically fight them for a bit. Actually, I think they do some transformations in 37, not in 38, surprisingly, so. And they actually managed to sort of, in a way, defeat the guards, but not exactly destroy them. With the Gokai Bazooka. Or Gokaiger Blast, as they call it. And, of course, they think they're defeated with the end of the episode, where, like, basically the robot is, like, too powerful, and, of course, Marvel decides to just eject his entire crew from the Gokai Galleon, and so they're in places like, okay, we have Doc, Ahem, and Luca in one location. Joe is in a separate location. Because at first you see Joe, he's fighting Brolog, basically his converted friend, who is converted to a cyborg. He fights him, and basically the fight's not exactly finished per se, but we do pick up in episode 38. Yep. Yeah, and then of course Warz decides to celebrate, like, apparent defeat of the Gokaiger, because they all basically, the thing falls, the Gokaiger crashes, and think, it's over. Then we have Marvelous have a dream where he's talking to Aka Red. Yeah. It basically helps him to get up, basically face his fears. And gets a conversation with him. And he's woken up by Navi. Yes, Navi's still on board. So all the rescue rejected. eventually everyone meets each other. Well, Joe basically takes a bit of time because, well, he's fighting Burgo. He actually beats him in a very grueling conflict. Even while he's wearing the helmet, basically he's bleeding in his head. His head is bleeding. Oh yeah, and by the way, Warz goes informed by his death because his biosigns aren't being read. Now here's the thing. His body did not explode. He was defeated. He may have been shut down. You could just react to him. Nope, he's gone. Yeah, great character okay character he is, and he's like gone for like no apparent reason. And the Warriors are like, gotta get back in my robot and fight the Gokaiger. Which then apparently they unlock their own ultimate power. Which lucky enough, Monson Falcon is there. You know, the son of Speeder and Bear V. Yes, so then apparently they create their own version of the soul key, put it inside the car, and then we have the two mechs and the car transform into this really grand looking robot, and that's what they use to beat Warz Gill. Like I was saying, yeah, they beat the idiot prince. Of course, he introduced himself, and of course they kind of knew who it is because they kind of saw him a little while ago, actually. Which I found that be interesting. And, well, then we have the chief of staff dig out his body, and that's basically a two-parter. Really good two-parter. Sad we got rid of two characters like this. Now, 39 is interesting because it's a tribute to Magaranger. We're like, okay, we have found Magaranger. Let's just go to where we found Magaranger. And they go to the high school from Magaranger. And they run into Mega Red. It's like, oh crap, it's you. He's like, oh crap, it's you. And then, of course, they go to the Digital Club. It's like this whole episode is a love letter to Magaranger, the set of Magaranger. It's so awesome. Yes, and of course, they get the ultimate power, but then they had to become students for one day. That's all they had to do. Wouldn't take out much of a problem. But the whole subplot is that they plant bombs around the school. But lucky enough, basically, they use Timeranger's technology to freeze the bombs. I'm like, damn. I thought this was really cool. I kind of thought they would keep this guy around. Nope, not really. So then, of course, for the Timeranger... Now, they never got the Timeranger Ultimate Power thanks to, of course, to Guy. So, they're tasked by the Gokai Drill, the basically Guy Zord, to go back in time 1 year. They say it's actually 1 year, though the narrative's kind of weird because it says a few years later. It's actually a year later. Where they go back in time to the events of, get this, Shurikenja versus Gokaiger. I'm like, damn. Who would have thought they go back to this and we get a one-off return to Metal Alice in her final ever appearance in Sentai history in this one? And it's basically what she was up to during this movie, which is quite interesting. Where the whole thing of this one is that they're protecting a shrine, which that gets followed up in 40, basically in I think it was in like 45 and 46, a two-part Return of Ninja Man. It's like episode 40 set up those two episodes, which is interesting. The fact they went a few episodes afterwards, and of course that was when they unlocked the last Ultra Power, and unlocked that point, which was the Gokaiger, the Kakaranger one. So good on that part. And they, of course, basically have the explanation of like how the Gokaiger basically show in the movie. And they kill Octoroo, which is interesting. Yes, they kill him in the movie. In his final... This movie is technically a one-off return for him. Yes. For him, Metal Alice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically, the whole thing is the explanation of how they show up in that crossover. Which I found to be interesting, to say the least. Yes. That's pretty much those two episodes. I'd say the chip episodes are actually really good. A lot of fun. Oh, and here's some interesting, though. They also reveal, they hinted at this at the end of Timeranger, where the female photographer who the Time Yellow have been dating, because Time Yellow is a guy in that series, unlike in Time Force, where it's a super strong black woman. Nothing wrong with that. And basically, so they made the reporter a guy. And he appeared for one episode. Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. So basically, he got her pregnant. And she had a son. And, by the way, he actually is the one who tasked him to protect this thing. Yeah, he tasked him to protect the shrine that belonged to Gokaiger. I'm like, that's interesting. Yes. The fact he would do that. And then, we send the Gokaiger Back to the Future, because that's where it comes from. I thought of a really cool idea to prove the fact they did succeed at their job that he asked them to do by taking a picture. And this is when he finds out he has a son. And it's never followed up with. Because it's the last time we see Time Yellow out of the suit. Yes, this was his final appearance. I think he appeared in suit in other shows, but never the actor. I don't think the actor ever returned after this. But it was a great standalone episode. Yep. And well, basically, okay, so you think, we'll discuss next 4 because basically it's going to become more interesting. Not yet. I still got some anime to go through first. Then I'll get back to this one. But next up, basically, the Comic Corner. So this is pretty much it, particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do that dislike button. Yeah, so yeah, we started with 4 villains. Now we're down to 2, but we're going to have a few more basically by episode 41. But yeah, great stuff here. So Comic Corner is next, and then it's on to My Hero Academia. We're talking about something really big with that one. Okay? Next view. Bye.